is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with another video. We're going to talk about the 38 points per game Trae Young in the Atlanta Hawks, a team that a lot of people feel going to sneak into the playoffs or have a legitimate chance of making it to the playoffs. And the way for them to do that is for Trae Young to take that next step as a leader, as a player, and just overall in general as a man, as he was a teenager getting into the NBA. Trae Young last year shown that he started figuring out his spots where he can move to, the shots that are available, the shots that he has been given by the defense, and he just seems a lot more happier and a lot more smoother so far in this season, and he has got off to a start that even I didn't see coming. He looks virtually unguardable and unstoppable, and he has always done that even in college, because once his jump shot is falling, it's not any way you can guard him, because you don't want to give him the three and then he can dribble because he has a good handle and get to the spots or make his teammates better by, using his floater or just kicking out to a shooter or lobbing it up to a guy like John Collins. So he's just a dynamic guy that just puts so much pressure on your defense. And the thing that I like so much about Trae Young is the fact that he's a guy that you really don't know what's going to happen. He's always moving. He's always dribbling. He's always turning. That 1 second you can miss your the guy you're guarding. He can just hit him with a bounce pass or lob it up or one hand pass it to a shooter. And it's very impressive that he can really control a game like that at the age that he is at, because it's very important to be an orchestra in a general at the point guard position. And I have to give Trae Young credit. When I seen him get traded for Luka Doncic, I gave him credit that this guy, he's going to lose you some games because he can't really shoot consistently at that point. And he's going to win you a lot of games because when his jump shot is falling, like I said before, he's virtually unstoppable and unguardable because he's just a great passer, and he just has the ability to find ways to get the finish at the layup and the floaters and the pull-up three. And the fact that he can pull up from anywhere makes him even harder to guard, because if you do give him some space, he has that confidence that he can knock down that shot because he practices it, and it's just a routine shot for him. And those shots have been falling in these first couple games, and he has really been obliterating any type of defense that anybody has thrown out there. But I think that's how he has to play, because when you look at this Atlanta Hawks team, they're not a great defensive team, and I don't think they will be no time soon, because they just don't have a rim protector. They don't have enough perimeter defense to control players getting to the rim or beating them off the dribble. And the guys that they do have that's supposed to be defenders don't have their bodies toned and developed with muscle and strength, that they're getting ran over, or a lot of guys are just running right at them and finishing anyway, or they just sagging off and guys are pulling up over them. So they have a lot of problems, and that's why I didn't have the Atlanta Hawks making it to the playoffs. But I did respect that they have made some good pickups and some good choices along the way. It's just about seeing where they go and how this thing turns out for them. But when you look back at that Trae Young trade, which a lot of people are going to always remember, a lot of people always going to think about it and always compare it. When you look at it, Trae Young has been better than a lot of people expected, including myself. I thought it would take him a couple years to start figuring things out, because he's not the biggest guy, he's not the strongest guy, he's not the fastest guy, but his basketball IQ is just so high and just so, NBA ready even as a rookie. The only reason why he struggled as a rookie was just because he didn't shoot the ball that well, and he was playing a little bit too out of control, and he didn't have John Collins at the start of the season, which put even more pressure on him to perform. But once John Collins came back, we was able to see the real Trae Young, the Trae Young of why Atlanta would get rid of a chance to pick Doncic and take Trae Young instead. And that's what I basically want to talk about. They don't. I was reading an article and they was like, we don't regret doing that trade. And if you look at it, it benefited both players and it benefited both situations because now that they have DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish, they no longer need a forward. They no longer need a guard at even at the shooting guard position is filled in Atlanta. So they don't need that position to be filled. But they was able to fill that wing position with Hunter and they can fill the other position with Cam Reddish when he's developing, when he's ready, and that give you mobile, athletic guys that can switch and guard multiple positions. But the thing about it is, Luka Doncic is not known as a defender, and they had let go of Dennis Schroeder, so they didn't have a point guard of the future anymore. And Trae Young is one of the best players at that time in that draft, and they felt like he can be the next Steph Curry. Offensively, he has a lot of similarities. He just don't have the consistent games enough to be a Steph. Steph is a guy that averaged 30 points on 50 and 40% from three, and he's been shooting close to 50% his whole entire career for a couple years now, and he has been deadly from three. And we have yet to see Trae Young put that type of season together yet because he only been in the league for less than 2 years. So he has a long time to figure it out. And it took a while for Steph to figure it out. And then he caught fire as a rookie. And now he's one of the best players of all time. But they don't really need a ball handler and a guy that can create shots because they do have Trae Young. And now that they was able to find their wing in DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish, it makes that Luka Doncic trade even more favorable for Atlanta that they shouldn't regret it unless an injury happens. But when you look at Dallas' perspective, they needed somebody that can really be a franchise player and that can really, give somebody to pass the torch to. Since Dirk Nowitzki was last year, and that was the year they drafted Luka. They needed somebody that they can literally say, "This is your team. We need you to take over. We need you to do your thing." And Luka has been able to do that. But Trae Young is not a great defender, and neither is Luka Doncic. So either way it go, they wasn't getting defense with Trae or with Luka. But I'd rather have Luka because Trae Young, you already got a bunch of guys. You can always find another point guard. Can you find a point guard as good as Trae Young? No. But when Trae Young was getting drafted, nobody expected him to be this good so fast, including me. So Luka was a sure thing. You know that he's been playing against professionals. You know that he can create his own shot. You know he's a decent playmaker and a guy that can step up in clutch moments. And he has done all those things so far this year and last year. And that's the thing that you want. You want a guy that you know can put in the work, a guy that you know can fit your system, and a guy you know you can build a franchise around. And now him and Porzingis look like a great tandem, but you don't get Porzingis, in my personal opinion, if you don't have Luka. And that's the winning condition. You was able to get that franchise player in Luka Doncic as long as he stay healthy, and now you have that duo because now Porzingis signed the extension and he wants to be here for a couple more years, and it's mainly because you have a guy like Luka who was the rookie of the year and a guy that has put up over 27 and 6 as a rookie. So that's very impressive, and nobody really thought Luka would be scoring over 20 points a game as a rookie, and that's how it really turned out. So either way you look at it, just like I said when the draft and the trade happened, I just said that, and you can go back and watch the footage. I think this is going to be a fair trade. You get Trae Young and you get another piece, what turned out to be Cam Reddish, and Dallas get that guy that can really turn their franchise around and is a sure thing, and you know what you're going to get in Luka Doncic, and they took him, and he became exactly what we thought he would be. Honestly, he's been better than I thought he would be right away too. But Trae Young, if they was going for the same type of thing Golden State, what he built, the GM was trying to build the same type of team that he had in Golden State, and he seen a lot of similarities in Trae Young that he had with Steph, and he's smaller and littler, but Trae Young is one of the smartest players in the entire league, and he's a clutch performer. He is somewhat of a closer too, but he just so small and so little that he's always going to be a defensive liability just because of his size and his shortcomings as an athlete in general. But Trae Young and Cam Reddish can be something special in the future, and right now it's looking like Trae Young is ready to show what he can do, show what he's been working out, and show out in general and have fun. So looking back at this trade when it happened exactly to how I thought it would. Outside that, the players are better, quicker than I thought they would be, but I thought that it would happen exactly the way it did. I just didn't predict that they'd be this great, this fast, not even playing 2 full seasons. They look amazing, and they will always be thought of together. They will always be in connection because of that trade. But, Dallas, if I'm the Mavericks, I don't regret not taking Trae Young. And we don't even know if they would have took Trae Young at 5, if you really think of it that way, but they knew what they wanted to get, and they got a guy that's better than Trae Young, in my personal opinion. But when you look at Trae defying the odds and being so great right now, and then the fact that you get Cam Reddish, you can't complain either, especially if Cam Reddish becomes a 3 and D guy that fits right along DeAndre Hunter, Trae Young, in that back court. And then they already got their front court with Hunter and Collins. They just need that last piece that can play the 4 or the 5, and it's going to be one of the best lineups in the NBA, and they're going to be tough to guard and tough to score. They're going to be tough. They're going to have easy offense, and they're showing that right now. They're not playing that much defense in Atlanta, but they sure can blow and obliterate any defense. And it starts with Trae Young at the top of the key, and it starts with his ability to put so much pressure and collapsing of the defense. So let me know what you guys think. Who you think won the trade? Do you think it's Luka because he was the rookie of the year and he has got off to a great start? Or do you think down the line with Cam Reddish and Trae Young continuing to develop that Atlanta will get the last laugh? And you got to think about it. The Hawks are in the East, so that makes a big difference. It's harder to make the playoffs in the West compared to the East. Trae Young and the team right now probably can make the playoffs right now with how they're currently constructed. And you look at Dallas, I don't see them as a playoff team. I didn't have either one of the teams making it, but I think the Hawks have a way better chance of winning 38 to 40 games compared to the Mavericks in the Western Conference. But we will see. We will see how this plays out. But it is fun to see after the rookie year how they got off to the season, to go back and look at this trade. It was great for both. It's no winner, it's no loser, unless one of them get injured or they get traded. But it's so early in their careers that none of those things have happened, and they don't seem like they're going to happen. And if I had to give the advantage, I'm going to give it to Luka because he did better his first year, and now we're going to see how they go second year. And right now, Trae Young got off to a better start. He's the NBA Player of the Week already, and that's a great start to be on. But at the same time, we got a long season to go, and Trae Young got a lot of hype, and it's well deserved. And so far, he's backing it up, and we're gonna see if he can get the Hawks to the playoffs this year, and that'll be earlier than I thought. I thought the Hawks would be good 2 years, which is this year and last year. Now it's looking like they could make it this year, but we have to see. Let me know what you guys think about this trade. Let me know who you guys think won at the end of the day, because it is tricky. It is hard to pick a winner, but one of these people going to have to win or lose this trade. And right now it's looking even. Like this video, check out my older videos on my channel. I have many playlists. I break down rookies. I break down players. I break down summer league. I do cover the draft, and I got a mock draft up already. Not only that, I do podcasts, and I also talk about the game of basketball, whether it comes to summer league, free agency, trade deadline, buyouts, and also I cover top 10 discussions and stuff like that. So you like this type of video, you like the NBA, check out my older videos and my playlists. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching.